So today we're going to be starting with the main question of self-identification and how our self-identity gets created through our circumstances in our childhood, in our youth. And it's very rare for us to find people that actually willingly, openly share about their traumas of the past and how that shaped their life and how they came out on the other end without being totally broken. And that's why we have Pasha here. So why did you end up having an interview with us? Why did you agree to have an interview with us?
No, I like your channel, first of all, and I don't watch every video, but I like your videos, and I think we are like seeing and like looking in the same direction. I think like in the sustainable life and off-grid life, and for me it was surprise too, because I thought that my sort of thoughts and my own research, they're kind of like far away from like your natural, beautiful life, like a sustainable life, because I thought it was like gay people and trans people and people like not even gay trans people who are thinking that they're trans, people who have this sort of broken identity that makes them believe that they're trans. I think that we're kind of like, you know, off the path, because it's like it looks like it's like beautiful path for people who are like happy and they're able to love women and they're able to love men and they're like connecting and they're happy. And I thought that we were like sort of like off that, like sort of like almost like, you know, like just off that. But I agree, because I want people to know this information, because I think it's not that often that people share that I wasn't born gay. I know that I wasn't born gay. I know that I liked girls. I know that I still deep down like girls and I want to connect with girls. I know that I feel that, and I've never believed that I was born gay. Like people, I've heard that, but I never thought that, because I was kind of curious. I was like a researcher, and I remember like when this thought started about like wanting to have sex with men, and it was sort of like I knew that it's happened to me and it started to grow in me. It's like, so I know that it wasn't always with me. I know that it started to grow and grow and grow, and I was like, and I started like with Sigmund Freud, and I started like with this. Sigmund Freud didn't open a lot, and I think the psychology of homosexuality in this process is very unresearched. I think we are in like Middle Ages, like we are in it's so unresearched, because we like, it's like because of this ideology that we're living in. It's like psychologists, they're afraid to speak out, they're afraid to really tell what they see, and it's like it's very strong ideological suppression. And in the US and many countries, it's not allowed. It's hate speech, it's hate crime if you say that no, he wasn't born this way, he was traumatized and he's broken, and that's why he isn't able to connect with women. That's why he's afraid, he's panicked, he's terrified of women, and he's afraid of being molested by women, and that's why he looks away from women. Not because he's like, there's so many things that it's not allowed to talk about it, because it's hate. You're offending people when you tell the truth. Mm-hmm. So, and I think you have some audience, and I'm willing to reach out to this audience, and I wanted to build my audience too. So if everything was alright in your family, why would you run anywhere? Or what did your family influence your choice at that time? Yes, of course. Yes, obviously. I think yes. But how it just felt terrifying to be in my body. Actually, it's like it was very terrifying to be inside of my body all the time. Like it's always scary. Like it's every second is very, very scary, and it's very, very painful. Every millisecond is very, very scary. So like.
Чего конкретно?
What exactly were you scared of in your body, within your body? I know that I watched your video, and what resonated with me, you said that men was an image of men, no dancing,
no
cry, no emotions. Yes.
Yeah, and that was terrifying.
That was terrifying.
That you couldn't do that.
Of course, because there are so many pain and so many like it's like. You're not allowed to breathe. Like you're like have to be like trying not to breathe. Yeah. But it's like, and you always feel humiliated, all the time, and you're not even allowed to cry or to feel sad. Like just keep your like straight, like keep it straight, like keep your posture.
Father's image.
Yes, it's my father's image first, and then like my mother, like I think it's both parents. Like it's hard to say that it's just my parent or my mother, because I think it's like influence of both of them led to where I am now, where I was. Now I think I'm in different sort
So
of.
now you have chosen to go back to your manhood and become a man and like woman, and you no longer gay.
I think I do not become man because I think I'm already born a man, and I think that it's like my core basically. But like women, I cannot say that I can just immediately say that I choose to like women, because I feel like first sympathy, like it started like 2 years ago. I found the girls who I like, and I'm really happy to be with them and with this girl, and I could even imagine being together. Like that was like 2 years ago first, and now it's like other women that I kind of feel that it's like this. Like I feel more in this, but I cannot say that it's like like I cannot say that I'm like, okay, today I'm straight. Because I think gay. It's not like gay. It's like many thoughts and patterns and thinking patterns, and like it's many like physical reactions. Like it actually, yeah, homosexuality, I feel it's like an addiction. It's really like an addiction, and it's like and the more you like feed into that, the more you want that, and it's an obsession. It's actually an obsession. It's like obsessive disorder. I think that it's more like obsessive disorder than it's anything else.
So you're talking about the addiction. What were you addicted to? Was it the care of other men that they really cared for you?
Yes, exactly.
And it took you like a nurture.
Yes, exactly. Because first of all, it's like I think it's ugly combination of father and mother at the same time. Because first of all, it's like your father was abusive always, and you always wanted to have at least some kind of like pat on the head or some hug. You always nurtured to that, and then at the same time, you've never was protected by your mother. Never. Like she was always like crying and just like not ignoring. Always, she never protected you. So it's like this man, this big man, they seem like both mother and father. It's like an ugly combination of mother and father. Because first you see this image of father, and then you want to be nurtured like from your mother. So it's like both of your parents are like empty.
So you don't get nurtured by your mom,
Yes.
and your father is quite hardcore.
Yes.
And then you go and find that in another man to take the caring of both mom and dad.
Yes. It's first level. It's very deep level. But on the second level, it's very masochistic and sadomasochistic.
Self-destruction.
Yeah, no, kind of. It's like a sadomasochistic tendencies, because it's like I think gay people are more like BDSM people who enjoy getting whipped, and they're like we are like them. We are basically, I don't even say me, but gay people are like BDSM people. They have nothing in common with more like straight. Like they have less in common with straight people.
I humiliate you and suppress you. That's how I show my love.
Yes, I believe that that's the only way you can show me love, because gay sex.
Because your father and your father did that to you.
Yes.
And then your mom kind of ignored and also did that to you.
And I never had any image of love from mother, so I don't know how it feels to be loved by mother. I've never known. So to me, this penetration, emotional penetration by father, it's basically the only kind of sort of connection, emotional connection. Because like mother's so distant that even like you never even see that is she even there. Like she's like a ghost. She's like basically like a ghost. Like she's not even alive. You don't feel that she's alive. So it's like your father. And about sadomasochistic tendencies, I say that gay people are addicted to masochism and sadism, and it's like they are addicted. It's like it's the same thing. So they're like masochism turns into sadist with time. I think psychology of sadism and masochism. It's very strong in gay people. It's stronger than anyone else. It's if you want to look at psychology of sadism, you need to look at gay relationship. It's the gay sex, anal sex. It's a pure act of sadism and masochism, and a pure act of like. It's actually they imitate rape.
Да. Это как инсценировка. Это же такая форма секса. Это же инсценировка именно вот этой травмы.
Yes. This intervenience. So it's like basically, if you just look at gay porn, it's basically rape. It's always rape, but they relive that all the time. Like
Relive
over and over again this rape, and they get addicted and they need more. And it's like since you've never felt any love and touch by humans, so you feel that this is love. And it's so desperate and
Twisted.
Twisted, and it gets you deeper and deeper, and you like degrade more and more and more until you like there's so dark places, like so deep dark places.
Dark places meaning you feel so terrible about yourself you can't possibly even come out of that.
Yes, and it's the deepest are really scary places and scary actions and scary things that people do and scary things that they engage with. Like it's absolutely.
Yeah, now also from myself, just to add, at the age of 16, I've had also started going to gay clubs, not being gay, but with my friends, and also a gay friend. He found me and he nurtured me. There wasn't any, touchy, but he was a good friend to me.
Да, ты говорил, что ты с ними можешь быть другим, более расслабленным, не играть роль мужика.
Exactly. I felt as also I could dance and I could be playful and there's drama and art and be creative, and they wouldn't judge me for it. Whilst in the
also they want to sleep with you all the time. Every gay man, they allow you to be relaxed, but they also think about having sex with you all the time. Every gay man, it's not possible for them to build a relationship with men. It's almost not possible. On the back of the head, every man they smile. They like, we're gonna have sex. Are we gonna have sex? It's impossible for gay men to be friends because they don't feel like even men. They like, it's so
empty inside. They feel empty.
Yes. But I understand what you mean. That it's like easy to just kind of not to leave this stereotype.
He gave me my first ecstasy tablet.
Exactly.
So
Своей отцовской заботы.
yeah. So that was the care.
That was the nurture. Yes.
Yeah.
Он чуть не умер, 3 дня лежал.
Yeah.
Wow. You wanted to be expressive and have dance
yes.
and be emotional, but
yes.
as a straight man you believed that you were not allowed to do that.
Yes, we're not allowed to do that.
Where did you get that belief?
I think from both of my parents. I think from my clan or my family. Like I think.
So they would look down if you'd start dancing.
Of course, if I would like. No, until the age of 3, you're just a child. Nobody cares. Just do. But when you're like 4 and 5 and 6, they like look at like what are you doing? Like what are you doing? Like stop. Like what is this? Like stop playing games. Go help your father. Go help your like man. Like be a man. Like what are you playing with girls? Like what are you having fun? Like what are you laughing? Like why are you laughing? Why are you enjoying life?
То есть сестры были в лучшем положении, они могли laughing, да?
Because yes, I was always like I have a like younger sister, but she's like no big age difference. So we were like friends. We were playing a lot, but she left her alone most of the time. At least from what I can see.
So you made a belief that girls are allowed to do what they want, whilst men need to be placed in a certain box.
Yes. So yes.
And if you were cry, they would forbid you to cry.
Of course. I think probably
they would tell you stop crying.
Of course.
Men don't cry.
Yes. I think even my mom told me that. I don't remember it precisely. I don't remember, like I remember it as a memory, but I can so easily imagine that probably I was like very young, like I was so little that I maybe couldn't even understand words. So my mom told me that. I'm sure my mom told me that, but not because not because like she was just like an abused and empty child. Not because she like was like wanted to do evil to me. No, she just couldn't manage
any other way.
And yeah.
So when you were young, your mom, my mom I know would tell me also, boys don't cry, stop crying, be a strong man.
Мужик вообще не должен чувствовать особо-то. Он идет, делает свою работу, бабло зарабатывает и нечего сентименты разводить.
A man is not sentimental. Go and make money, provide for your family, pump, be a worker, be strong, and never cry. And that also really got me. I didn't agree with that. I wanted to... Yeah. So in the world, the general trend that I'm seeing out there is that gay, and I can just be gay and lesbian, believe that they're born that. They deny the fact that they are slowly made into that. They now protest in streets, acknowledge our rights. We as gay and lesbian have rights. We were born that way and we have place to be. What we're lifting up here is that you're saying, gay was shaped by circumstances in your life. So what we're trying to say here is that the traumas and our parents and our circumstances have shaped us in choosing going towards gay or lesbian path.
Yeah.
We are not born that way.
Yes, we are not born this way. Absolutely. Yes.
So now giving a child the color blue and pink and letting them choose what toy they want to make and saying, okay, no, he is gay or lesbian.
Ну не страшно нам говорить об этом вообще вот так?
Are you not scared to share this out to the people?
I'm kind of lucky that I'm in Russia. Because in Russia, people wouldn't kill me. Because if I were like living in the US, if I was born in the US, if I was born in England and Europe, I would probably get hate, so many hate. I would probably get, could be afraid for my life. But in Russia, it's safer to talk about this because in Russia, I think people are, even gay people, they're more like curious.
Но есть gay people, которые от тебя уже отказались, отвернулись, отписались.
Yes, people are starting unfollowing me. Gay people start unfollowing me. Yes, of course. Even they, right when I told about gay adoptions because I don't support gay adoptions. I don't support gay surrogacies. I don't support gay. I don't support this at all because I know what it is to be inside of gay unions. So I don't support it at all. And I wrote about it, and one of my friends, yes, he was pissed. He was so like rage, like straight people do so much pain, so why do you compare gay people do this? Like it's not different. Like to me there's like a big difference. It's fake, it's empty. There's not even a single like tiny bit of love, unconditional love could be possible in gay unions. Because I don't support, yes, gay people, they don't like me and I don't see a lot of, I cannot imagine a lot of gay people following me or like sharing my ideas. Of course I think they try to like hide from their feed my posts and videos. Or they like just like say that I'm homophobe, that I am homophobia in Russia influenced me, and that's why I'm thinking this way. Not because I'm looking at this, because I'm homophobe. Homophobic society make me believe this terrible things that are inhumane.
And I've just lost a gay friend because he basically got very angry with me. I started the conversation, I've known him for 23 years, and I started a conversation with him by saying, do you believe that you were born that way, or you, through situations in your life, you became like that, like gay? And he says, I used to believe that I was born, but now I'm starting to think that I actually got shaped into that. Then I asked him, how was your relationship with your mother? Because I know if the mothers beat the boys really, really hard, they have a hate for their mom. So he says, yeah, my mom beat me.
Yes.
And his father beats him too.
Yes.
Okay, so that was already twisted. And then I said to him, Peter, I want to help you. And can I be so frank? The more you do this into the ass or into your ass, you will feel worse and worse. So if you want to start lifting yourself up, you need to stop having sexual intercourse with shit, with feces. Yeah, and then he got so angry, and our relationship after 25 years got cut like this. We stayed at a friend's farm, and we saw beautiful cloths that was handmade, embroidered. And so, oh, wonderful embroidery. Who is it? Oh no, it's this lady that died, and her husband, who used to be together for 30 years, cut his penis off and became a woman after 30 years in marriage. And basically what happened was, usually it's the mom of a child who is just humiliating and very angry towards the little boy. And then a little boy grows up and he finds a woman, a partner, exactly like a replica of that humiliating woman. And then after 30 years of being together, after his wife died, he decided, stuff that, I should have never become a man, I'll be a woman now. And he cut his thing off, and off he went. After 30 years. We tend to think that because he made a belief that a woman is always cared for, that a woman doesn't need to go and work and do all these things that she doesn't want to be doing. She can be at home and do nice things and maybe be creative. And then a man makes the belief that a woman has a privilege in life to do things she loves, and a man needs to work and do things he hates to provide for the family. What is your opinion on that?
Just because yeah.
Because after watching your video, you also mentioned that is one of the main reasons that drove you to become a gay man.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to be this man building jobs and for 50 years working in a factory, providing for the family, and the woman does what she wants at home.
Yes, I wanted to change sex for that. I wanted to change gender for that, because it's so painful to be a man. I feel so it's so miserable to be a man to me. It's such misery, and of course I feel like girls and females, they're like cared for, and it's like, you know, this stereotype of a princess. Like my dad always told my sister that she was a princess, that she cares for her so much. He will always like hang her here, always hug with her, lay with her, and with me, like he will always play these fights with me. Like it's like the only way he just plays this fights. We fight like animals. It was just the only game we played, and we never really touched, never really. So I thought it was so easy and so good to be a girl. And it's my mother. She didn't really work when I was a child. She didn't work, and my father, he was just out. And I thought it's such a dangerous life out there. And it's like, as a woman, you can be like at home, and and of course you can just. Yeah, of course. Yeah, just we talked before. You can cry. You can be emotional. It's like
so a man cares for the woman. A man gives a woman more love, like she gave to your sister. Mm-hmm. And
yes.
A boy gets nothing. And needs to work his whole life.
Yes.
To provide for the woman.
To deserve at least some like pieces of love. Because I feel like girls can get unconditional love, because I believe that girls could get unconditional love just because they're girls, and boys couldn't.
That was your belief.
То есть быть женщиной это freedom, а быть мужчиной это prison, да?
Yes, exactly.
So to be a woman is a freedom,
yes.
And to be a man is a prison.
Yes.
Ooh.
Because to be like
getting
with this,
goosebumps.
to be like in the prostitution relationship, it seemed like a freedom. After that, when I was like growing up, it seemed like
explain to me a prostitution relationship. So when you're a woman, you cook. You do everything at home.
You sleep with this man for money because he like gives you like.
So it's not prostitution like prostitution.
No, it's not prostitution.
But it's a wife and a husband.
Ну почему? Это бытовая проституция.
Yes, we are joking, because of course it is prostitution. It's really like, yes, he gives you money, he tells you what to do, what not to do, what not to wear, what to do. Like
my father told my mom what to wear all the time. Yeah. Okay, carry on.
So I wanted that relationship because I thought that it was love. To be on this side of prostitution, it was love, because I've never seen anything any different. Like I'm sure that like for many centuries in my family it was like that. I'm sure that for many centuries it was like that. So I cannot imagine like anything else. Like I couldn't imagine anything. So I was like, either I'm gonna be my dad and I have to do dangerous things and just like be like despised and just like ugly swine, like ugly animal, like this stupid smelling animal, like my dad. So, or I could be a girl, like this princess, beautiful, loved, and everyone desires her, everyone wants her, everyone like that's like was like, you know, like pianist. Like I thought, wow, like at first, of course, I was charmed by girls. When I was like little, when I was 4, 3, of course, I was in love with girls. I was charmed by them, and But
then competition comes in, which is taught to us at school, соперничество.
Yeah.
And that's why you thought a girl has got a better position in life.
I think that was for my family more. I think for my family more. In school, maybe, but I think for my family.
Your father giving more love to your sister,
yes.
And with you, it was just like.
Yes. You know, it was playful, like it was like that, and I never felt any warmth from him.
Any warmth? Okay.
Yes, no warmth.
Could you explain your mom? What did she during all the time that your father was all rough with you?
He was playful, yeah. Like,
and your mom? And your mom? What was your mom doing?
I think she was sleeping. She was in depression. She was in like terrible depression. I think she did nothing. She was like, because I remember when I was little, like from like 2, 3, I just have this like glimpses, like when I'm sitting next to my mom and she's sleeping. I'm just playing by myself. She's sleeping. Then she's like, "Go sleep with me," and I sleep with her. And then I wake up. I don't want to sleep that much. She may feed me, and then she goes back to sleep. I think she was always sleeping. She tried to escape her parents. She wanted to escape from her family. It was so terrible. It was so ugly.
And she finds a husband that's very similar.
To her father, yes, yes, and she's tried to escape, but she has the same life, and she has the same little girl, scared girl, and of course she cannot give any love as a parent. She has nothing to give.
She's empty inside. She can't
Course.
share anything. Okay.
Yes, my dad always told you're fat, you do nothing, like you white. She tried to lose weight when I was like I remember she was like doing this exercises a lot, like she was just in terrible mindset. So I think just like Zoya said, you are fat, you have clothes, you are not cold, so what else you need? Like, just let me go to sleep.
So a typical situation is a husband tyrant and a woman quiet little, or
Но
you
это
have...
шаблоны, социальные шаблоны, что такое,
Yeah.
так должно быть. Нормальная женщина это вот так, а
Да.
мужчина это вот так.
Yeah,
всё.
socially it's accepted as even in religion, the man is the head of the family. He is the head of the family.
Солдат какой-то непонятный.
Да,
Yeah,
да,
so we're
понятно.
basically enjoying the fruits of this social sick program of a man head of the family, a warrior, and a provider, and a woman as a gatherer, quiet,
Submissive, servicing,
servicing the man. Okay, so now we're reaping the rewards, and the rewards are terrible. Of
This so-called trans people who are like, I don't want to I feel miserable in this stereotype, I try to go in this stereotype, you know? I'm scared and I'm miserable in this stereotype, so I'll go to this stereotype and I feel better. But no, I won't feel better. But
okay, so trans is the ones that change from
gender, yes.
Okay. So Zoya has an interesting story. In Bali, a family came to visit another family, and the husband would humiliate their little girl. Like they would be eating, and during a dinner time, he would just humiliate you. He chose as a target, and
it's the same. I've the same. It was the same for me. Absolutely similar.
and
И
Zoya.
мать точно так же отстранялась.
Yes, she was also.
And your mom.
Just not there. Like she's like. Just
I
like
don't
look,
see.
I'm like cooking. I'm busy. I'm like I'm eating. I'm really busy eating. Like it's really like.
Okay, and your father would just.
Every second, yes, every second. Like,
And your
every
mom would
second,
ignore. She
Yes.
wouldn't stand up for
She
you.
never stand. No, maybe after 2 years, she started like taking this position of a protector. Like, stop, like don't do this. But it was
Too
not
late.
never helped me. It's like I think the only help was just to just get away from this man. I think that the only thing that would help me. Just mom, let's just let's just distance from this man. I don't want to talk to him never. Like that's the only solution. But it never. Like,
So
came.
Zoya said to this mom, who would also ignore, like your mom, the humiliation of the father, that this is not going to end well, because a girl is going to have really anger towards men because of the father. And the woman is like, ha ha ha, well, you're over exaggerating, it's all going to be fine, don't worry. And then a few years later, that girl found Zoya's daughter on social networks, and she openly admitted that she really likes her as a lesbian and she's her first love. It's just a proof that our parents and situations in life are direct cause to later reaction of choosing another gender.
But I think for boys it's a bit different, because for boys they're so dependent on their mother at the first age. Because girls lesbians, you know, the thing I noticed this trend that girls lesbians, they're like a little bit more fluid. There are more girls bisexual girls who are able to still be kind of connect with men at some point. There's still more of them. But for boys, they're so dependent on their mother, and I think the most terrifying things for boys happen like in the very earliest ages, like when they were 1, 2, 3 years. So it's like very early for boys. So they're boys who are like so-called bisexuals who are still able to connect with girls. There are very little of them. But girls who are like humiliated, but still they're kind of able to connect with men. Still, they're much more, because I think it's later for them. But for boys, the scariest thing I think for me happened like when I was even aware, when I didn't even have thought process to process this, you know. So I think probably because my mom, like, of course she was full of rage and insanity, but she, when I was aware, she was always like, no, just no. Like she was like, I'm sure, because it cannot turn into, it's not possible that it doesn't turn into rage. It of course will turn into rage. This condition, like, she will find rage, and I'm sure.
My mom was like that as well. Let's brainstorm a little bit, because the things that we're voicing out here is not comfortable for parents, because now they're seeing how they are in full responsibility for what becomes of their children.
Yes.
And for children who have made their identification as I'm gay or lesbian,
And they fight for that. They
fight for it. We need our rights to be protected. So both of these, the parents and the children, are going to be very angry with us. But I think what we're trying to speak here is that let's work with our traumas.
Yes.
Through analytical work, journaling,
And of course through the body, because a lot of in the Western psychology, people are like, it's now they're moving back towards body, but it's like very.
Are you talking about dance?
Also feelings in the body, because feelings happen in the body. They're not happening
Yes,
in
like
your brain.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, things are not happening in your word. Feelings don't happen in words. They're happening in just thoughts. Yes, they happen here.
Okay. Of course. So
I think for gay people. Oh, sorry. For
Yeah.
Because I think for gay people, for this kind of trans identity, they need a lot of work through body. So I think it's the most important for them. It's like, because they're so like almost like in prison, in brain prison, and these thoughts and this sort of ideas that. So they need to go into body and work through, like maybe even dance, maybe some body sort of things. I think it's very helpful for them, not to in these thoughts.
I want to ask you a specific question. I know you've done some work with Zoya through consciousness integration. Did it help you at all to start thinking that moving back towards becoming a man that's not gay?
Или хотя бы какие-то осознания.
Did it help you? Did it help you that you met Zoya and consciousness integration work to start
Или какие-то
changing?
другие практики еще.
Yes, of course. You know, she at that point when we met, when we were like in the conversation, that was early for me, because it still needed a lot of work before I go.
But it
through this
planted a
reality.
seed.
Yes, of course. It's like sort of like helped me to see the direction in a way. It's helped me to see sort of, okay.
That you weren't born that way.
Yeah, I know that all the time, but Zoya sort of showed me sort of kind of. Yeah, Zoya inspired me in one way. So yeah, what she said kind of inspired inspired, and then because you're looking like precisely at first, like you try to pretend, because it's like something that you don't want to go there. You don't want to go into that identity. You don't want to go into that thing, because it's you still want to protect that. You try to pretend that it's me, it's real me. No, it's me, it's me. You try to protect that at all costs. And so of course Zoya planted seeds. Yes, she showed me kind of direction, and I saw also this lost person, because she openly talks about how she's like an alcoholic and she was going to commit suicide. So I understand what it is and how it feels to be at the end.
Zoya wants to share a little story from her life, where at the age of 8, her mom chose this man who was very, very angry, and he would humiliate Zoya and say terrible things, "Get up, you bitch," every morning to her. And at the age for 4 years he would humiliate her, and eventually he left. And at that time Zoya put on an Adidas suit. She made a definite belief in her mind that it is safer to be a man.
Yeah.
Because then at least she could stand up for herself and give him a fist in the face. So that's the belief she made. So she put on an Adidas suit, and she became this boy with a deeper voice and talk like this.
Мне так тяжело было долго удержать голос намного ниже.
Да.
So she really tried to keep this voice nice and deep.
I also so tired of making this high voice kind of. I also really tired of speaking like this. I also got really tired. It's so easier to speak
Normally.
just normally, yeah.
And then after this man has gone from her mom's life at the age of 12, after 4 years of humiliation, Zoya still became an alcoholic. If you have a trauma, your self-identification is floating. You cannot run away anywhere. The trauma is there, and it needs to be worked through in order to heal, and then we can become who we are, who we really blossom.
То есть мы к тому, что это не решение все равно, да? Я сказал себе, например, я мужчина, но это не.
It doesn't take away my ugly and painful feelings. Yes, even though I think, yes, I am a man. Like I don't need anything else. I don't need I don't think that I become man. You say become man. I just am a man. Like I've always been a man. I've tried to build something, but I couldn't. Like, it just lies. It's like I've always been a man. Like I'm a man, and that's
It's
just
first step, but what can I
But-
do with my pain?
nothing. It doesn't go
Nah.
away. If I'm a man, yes, I was trying to become a woman or something else. Like, but like yes, I'm a man, but it's still a lot of work. It doesn't. My pain doesn't go away. The fact that yes, I'm away from my parents. Like
So you
physically.
thought by becoming a woman you'd run away from your pain.
Yes. Of
You really
course,
believe that?
Of course.
Okay. And now you chose to be who you are, a man
Right,
you
yes.
are, but your pain is still there.
Of course,
And
yes,
this
yes,
is
yes.
and this is where the inner work
Start and comes into play.
into play.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So this is where consciousness integration comes into play to work with your traumas, because as Zoya said, your self-identification go this way, you'll think you'll get a saving grace there, but nothing will save you. And then you get back to your body and
It is
then
still a lot of work. It's not like okay, now I'm a healthy person. I'm like everyone else. Everyone else is no. That's the first step. Yes, I'm sort of key back home, but it's
and you stopped
home is
running
messy.
stopped running away from yourself, from who you are. You stopped running away from
Yes,
yourself.
and from all these associations and pain. So I just so it's a lot of work. Yes, and I just stopped running away from myself and stopped finding saviors. And I still try to find them, but like gay men are they're like so desperate for this. They're like they try to sort of like if a man smiles, they're just so desperate. They think that they're gonna have sex and love and marry this man. If only they smile, they're so desperate.
Because they're missing love inside. So
So
the
much.
smile is a piece of love that
So even if you're just like polite, they can see this as you like flirting with them. You're just being polite. You're flirting with me. Like, oh, are we gonna have sex this time? Like, it's terrible life. It's almost like a prostitute. Like it's like almost like a prostitute mind when like they're like looking for. It's like this is like a child like looking for a parent like this.
So it's trauma, it's pain inside. That's the cause. Definitely.
Of course.
Wow.
Ну, спасибо за честный разговор.
So it's almost like you didn't have parents.
Of course. Yes, I didn't have parents.
So actually what this whole chat was about, at the core root of it, is orphanage. When a child is an orphan, he doesn't have emotional care. Sure, your parents will clothe you and they'll send you to school and they'll feed you. But we are talking that emotional care, emotional love was not given
there,
to
yes.
at all. So the good news is that through a lot of inner work, we can become those missing parents that we never had and give love to ourselves in a very strange way, but we can.
It's not strange, but yes, we can nurture ourselves like
Nurture
from there.
ourselves.
Yes.
Да. Наоборот, это
Yeah.
естественно.
Yeah, we're on a good path. Thank you, Pasha.